I'm Chris Menard, and today we're going to make this cool family plaque hanging. We have a card already printed with the recipe, or you can print your own recipe. It's made out of chipboard, and it has a wire glue gun to it so that you can hang it. You could buy a wreath. My wreath is kind of small, and maybe put it in a wreath. Give it to someone who's in the nursing home. You could decorate your wreath with ribbons, different kinds of ribbons, and add your plaque in the middle. Okay, well, let's start working on our Family Memories plaque made out of chipboard. If you come to the library, any of the large libraries, you can get a packet. Packet will consist of instructions, a chipboard, which is like the cardboard that comes on the back of a notebook, especially the kind like a legal pad. Also, there'll be a bag, and in the bag there will be some foil. This time it doesn't have paint on it. We're going to use it for the lid. And you're going to have patterns of the jar, the lid, and the mittens. You're also going to have a very easy to manipulate wire for the top. Also a piece of cardstock here, and excuse me, not cardstock, piece of scrapbook paper. This is the cardstock, which is, it has a recipe already made on it and a blank one that you can write your own recipe should you want to. Okay, well, let's get started. You need glue. I use tacky glue. You need a small container of white paint, acrylic craft white paint, and blue, maybe more light blue. You need a marker like a Sharpie that's permanent, a pencil, a flat paintbrush. Yeah, either one of these sizes will work. I used an ink pen too for indentation, scissors, an old lid. This one had cottage cheese in it, or even one of these that's from the cake icing. A glue gun. This one's a low melt. Some glue gun sticks. Okay, so after you cut out your patterns, you're going to trace the jar pattern with your marker. And to save time, I did it all around here, identical. Two, because we're going to be gluing them together. Cut these out. Using regular scissors will work. And to save time, what I did is I cut them out and I glued them together. So these are two. Makes it thicker. Glued it together, let it dry for a couple hours, maybe sandwiched it in with some paper towels, put some heavy books on it, and let it dry so it's nice and flat. We have some little craft sticks in the packet, so you can use the craft stick to spread your glue so it spreads well when you're sandwiching this together. Use your little craft stick. Then we're getting to the paint. Also, of course, you'll need a couple of cups with water. I forgot to mention that. I use this paintbrush. It's perfectly okay. And I mix the paint in this little lid and put like about a $50 size of white paint because we want it mostly white and just a little bit light blue to make it look like a mason jar. So I'll put about that much. And just a little bit like the tip of your fingertip of light blue here. You can buy these paints at any of the craft stores. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's. The big box stores have them too for really cheap. Dollar General, Walmart. So you need white and you need kind of a light blue or a medium blue. And my paintbrush has kind of a pointed end right there. So I can use it to mix the paint a little bit there. So I'm getting a light blue. I'm going to put a little water in here. And we're going to paint from the top to the bottom. Now right here, it's going to be covered with the foil. Makes it look like the cap of the bell jar. So, but try to paint at least into this area here. I'm going to paint like at least into here. So let's start painting. We're going to paint from top to bottom, and we're going to follow the shape of the jar. But you can either let it lay to the side and dry if you don't have a hair dryer, or you can, well, if you don't have a hair dryer, you'll have to let it lie on the side. Unless you have a ceiling fan somewhere and you can put it there and let the ceiling fan dry it. That's another option. So I'm trying to follow the shape. And as you can see, I probably put too much paint there. But I'm trying to follow the shape of the jar as it goes around here. And since this chipboard is very absorbent, it's drying pretty quick. One of the things that I didn't mention in the instructions, but you could do, you could get a little bit of the dark blue here, like it's still kind of like right there. And you know how a jar kind of, you can see through the jar, you can maybe make like a little semicircle at the bottom right here. I had done that here, and kind of make it darker blue. Let's see if I can, if that's visible. Well, while the paint is, let the paint dry a little bit, it can be a little tacky. And see how it looks like the bottom of the jar. And also it can go around the edge like that, just maybe with a little bit of the darker blue, just to make it look more three-dimensional. And it's kind of country, so, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Art is not perfect. Maybe too much blue right here. Maybe I'll get my little paper towel here and just maybe put a little bit more white. But anyway, it kind of makes it look three-dimensional if you do that. Okay, so now we have the foil. And like I said, the foil does not contain paint this time. It is just a piece of foil, and it comes out like this. So please fold it lengthwise like this. Okay, and you're going to take your pattern, and you're going to put it on there and trace the outside with your magic marker all around. Now, these inside lines won't show, so take your ink pen and use your ink pen, and you're going to have indentations. And then you can go back with your marker and mark those indentations. That looks like the rings around, or whatever you call it, notches around the cap. So we're going to glue this together. So what you would do is take your glue, and you can see where it is, so you don't have to glue the whole foil, but make sure you glue enough. A tacky glue is good. It's thick and it dries pretty fast. But if all you have is school glue, you can use school glue. School glue has more water in it, so it's going to take longer to dry. So here again, using that little craft stick and then wiping it. Okay, so we're going to fold this. And you can let it dry. Doesn't take too long, but let that dry. Just the reason why I glued it together, because the foil wasn't very thick. So if you make like a sandwich and glue it together, you're going to have a thicker cap. And then after it's dry, this one's dry, I did it ahead of time, you can go around and you can cut it out. So we have the cap right here, and you can see kind of how it warped after I painted it. Of course, later on when everything's dry, you can layer your, after this is completely dry, you can layer it in paper towels and put some heavy books on it, and it will lay flat. We're going to glue this foil piece right here, and we have our trusty craft stick here. So let's put some more glue, maybe on this so I can tell where it goes. I'll put a little bit here too. And then I'll take my craft stick and kind of spread it. Do y'all have cats or other pets that like to be around you when you craft? My cat loves to sit on things, but I guess that's just how cats are. They want to be the center of attention. Okay, I got a little glue right there, but you know what? It's just going to dry. It's going to dry clear. So here we have our mason jar and our lid. So our next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the wire, which is taped to your patterns, and it's kind of in a U shape, and we're going to shape it into a wishbone shape. Now this wire is very easy, very malleable. It's very easy to twist. So if we do it like this, okay, kind of like that, so we can have a little loop in the middle, and then take our fingers and just kind of go like that, and we can form a wishbone shape, more or less. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's art. There we go. And you can, of course, bend it one way or another, get it the way you like it. Okay, so we'll turn this over, and we will glue it to the back. This is glue gun to the back. All I did was put it right here. Fix it. I kind of marked it though. I kind of marked like, let me put it here and here so I can see. Yep. So it can be kind of straight. This is a low melt, cool shot glue gun. Glue guns come in hot and cool. You can also get dual temperature glue guns. And what you're going to do is you're going to just put a lot of glue on these. Take the end of your paintbrush, here's another paintbrush, and just kind of push your wire into there, like I did with this one. I pushed it with the tip, the end of my paintbrush, and I put a lot of glue, if you can see it, to make it hold. When you glue gun this, let it dry for about 10 minutes to make sure it's dry before you put your pattern, your jar pattern, on another piece of thing, or else it'll stick to it. That'll be bad. In your instruction piece, you have a piece of cardstock, buff colored, and it has a pre-printed recipe, a real easy one I made. I can only do easy recipes. My daughter's really good at cooking, but not me. So this is a real easy one that I can even do. And then here's a blank one. So if you want to write a recipe, I found an old family recipe for butter biscuits. And so I drew some lines with a pencil and I hand printed it. And you can choose either way. This one has the pre-printed one here. So to make it different, I'm going to glue this one in the middle, right here. And again, we'll get our craft stick, apply our glue to the back. Since it's this paper, I don't need to put a lot of glue. Let's see if I can spread it. There we go. Spread it good there. Okay. And here we go. Here's my handwritten one. I'm going to glue it in the middle here. Right there. I want to try to get it in the middle because what we have are some patterns of little mittens, which is also on your pattern sheet, oven mitts. So you will get a piece of scrapbook paper. There's all kind of different ones. And please trace and cut out your mittens. This one has kind of orangey polka dots. This one's yellow. So you will cut these out and glue them. And I did one at the top and one at the bottom to make it look kind of cool. Since this is made of chipboard and paper and cardstock, it needs to be protected from the weather. Unfortunately, you can't put it outside, but you can put it under a covered area, like if your front door has a porch that the rain won't hit your front door, you can put it on there. You could give it to somebody maybe in a nursing home, and they could hang it on their door, you know. You can maybe print their favorite recipe or the recipe you know them. You have your aunt or your mom or your grandma has a great recipe for apple pie or something. If you write small enough, you could put it on there, or at least the beginning of it. It would be really cool and honor them that way. Or your dad makes a great barbecue or something, you know. We cannot leave out the men. The dads and the granddads and the uncles and the brothers. Okay, so we have it like that. So again, I'm going to put some glue here. And it's paper, so I don't really need to put a lot of glue to hold it. And we're going to put this one like this. Try not to cover the recipe too much, darn it. Okay, and then this one up here. Okay, there we go. So you can imagine how it looks like this. This one's a really simple one, and it's easy to do, but it's cool. And if you can find some chipboard somewhere else, you can make some more of these. But you have the pattern and everything. This wire, I think you can get this wire at the craft stores too. It's very easy to twist. It's not hard at all. And if you have scrapbook paper, and this is just ordinary heavy duty foil, you can make some more of these, and oh, maybe for a teacher. And you could write something else in the middle. You don't have to write a recipe. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and you make some more, and you come to the library and get some more craft books when you pick up your packet. There are bunches and bunches of books on crafts at this main library, or South, or East, or Butler, or Chenier. This one is on paper yarn, which looks interesting. This one is on creative cardboard. And this one is paper crafts. So check out all those craft books that we have. Usually they're in the 745s. Come visit the library, or you can get call the library, your favorite branch, and they can pick up the books, and you can pick it up in the drive-thru. Thank you. Bye.